Namaste, my good friends. How are you all doing? Today's Kirtan session was amazing, awesome, and I really tapped into the essence of what Kirtan is and the fundamental ideas that it is rooted upon and the techniques and the way to achieve union and enlightenment through Kirtan. And I was just like really tapping into the essence of Kirtan today. So I'm gonna explain what the essence of Kirtan is. You know, it's a multi-dimensional practice which is rooted in the basic singing and listening. Right. So Kirtan is a practice, like I've said before. You are singing and listening to God's name and various stories and people and just basically holy things from the yogic scriptures, which basically singing and listening is the fundamental rule. It's like the actual practice of kirtan, right? And then there's building on top of this foundation of singing and listening, right? So first, you have to master the foundation. You have to actively sing, actively listen, train your mind on how to be with the singing, with the listening. And once the mind is trained and it can consistently be with the singing and the listening, then you'll get to a point where the words are like automatic. You know, you've memorized most of the common songs. And the thing is, the kirtan, it's a lot of repetition of the same thing. So it's not like lyrics and this whole complicated thing. It's like just you can practice it because it's the same thing over and over and over and over. So once you have the muscle memory of singing and listening, and you can do it more unintentionally, or rather, I should say, subconsciously, more automatically, and without too much of your conscious will and attention, then you can move on to level two, like the second dimension of kirtan. And the second dimension of kirtan is detaching yourself from kirtan. Now, this might sound confusing, but it isn't detaching yourself like stopping the practice, but rather it is observing yourself doing kirtan, like you are like you are outside the singing. You are not the singer anymore. You are not the listener anymore. You are an observer, observing yourself sing and observing yourself listen. You know, like this detachment, this sort of rising out of the kirtan. And at this point, because you already know all the words, and they're pretty simple once you learn them, it doesn't take a lot of focus and will to do it because like you already memorized it super fast. And this detachment, this rising above into the second dimension, gives you deeper insights into the nature of your reality. And you can start focusing on how is it that you are able to produce sound. Like when you are listening, your voice is quiet and you are just paying attention to the words that are being sung by the kirtan lead. And then when you begin singing, how is it that you're able to generate this energy? Where is the intention coming from? How is it interacting with the physical vocal cords to produce this sound? Like, what is required? What is the process of the sound production? What is the process of listening? Like when you try to listen, even though it's sort of an automatic thing, you'll see how much your brain jumps around, loses focus, gets distracted. You'll see what that process is and how is it that you're able to keep those quiet and come back to listening. So this detachment gives you a deeper insight into the mechanisms and how it is that you are functioning in kirtan, and in a deeper sense how it is that you function as a life form, right? And then once you master this, you'll be able to go into the third dimension. And the third dimension even further than the detachment from the practice, the kirtan, is you will be getting rooted into your inner nature, into not just your inner nature, but the inner nature of humans, what it means to be a human being. And this is a depth which is very deep. You know, you're going beyond your mind and your body and the way that they're singing and observing how it is that you're as a phenomena are occurring. But then this dimension, you're getting to see the quality, the design of the human being, and what mechanisms, subconscious, unconscious, conscious, all these aspects that make up who we are, this inner nature, the design of the makeup of ourselves is what you will be observing in this stage. And it's sort of like where in the second dimension you are like detaching yourself from the singing and the listening and observing from an external perspective, observing that happening. In the third dimension, it is more like there is a flow, right? The music has a certain rhythm, and you singing, depending on what you're feeling that day, you'll have certain emotional, not impurities, but emotional charges that you will be seeing as you're singing. You know, if you're sad, it'll be coming out as sadness. You'll be going deep into your emotions. And more than that, the music and the rhythm, there's a certain atmosphere that you are in when you are doing kirtan and other spiritual practices. And that atmosphere is connectivity to the flow of the universe. And in kirtan, the flow of the universe is the music, is you, your emotions, everything that you are. You'll be able to tap into this flow. And the thing that in the third dimension is you have to learn to let go of control. You have to learn to let go. You have to be able to see the flow. And in order to see the flow, you have to give up control. You can't try to control it. So when like the music picks up and your body wants to start dancing, you don't dance yourself. You let your body dance to the music. And you try to, like, you don't try. That's the thing. If you try to do anything in the third dimension, it's like automatically lost. You just have to you just have to be in the flow, let your body dance, let your body move. Let the flow of emotions when it comes, just let it happen. Not even embrace it, just get out of the way. The third dimension is learning to get out of the way of the flow of your inner nature, the flow of the universe, the flow of everything. And this is a very hard thing to do because it's hard to know to not, control yourself, or even not even control but react. you know we are very reactive creatures. Like if an emotion of sadness comes, you have a reaction of hurt, you have a reaction of trying to explain it, or the mind starts thinking about what makes you sad. There's a lot of reactions that occur when sadness comes. But at this level, sadness comes and you just let it be objective sadness. Don't put your, like, don't bring up what makes you sad. Just be sad, just for sadness' sake. So it's pretty hard to like let go of your reactions. And then, but this third dimension is really a powerful place to really just tap into the nature of the universe. This is kirtan, how it takes you. And then the fourth dimension is beyond this. Once you learn the third dimension and how to tap into the natural rhythm of the universe, of yourself, of the framework, of the design, of everything, the deepest aspect of yourself, then you will have access to consciousness. That the fourth dimension is consciousness. And the thing is, we must travel into consciousness, but we have to master the third one and allow the natural occurrences of the mind, body, heart. We have to allow its own nature to lead us. So it's pretty powerful to be in the fourth dimension and to be traveling into consciousness and into the depth, the deepest parts of your existence. And this, you 100% need to do it through the third dimension. You can't be like in the first dimension where you are controlling, you're singing, you're listening. You have to let go of the control while still singing. Like, let me make it clear that this all these dimensions, you're still singing, you're still listening. That foundation is still there. So there is always that activity of you singing and listening, but you just go deeper and deeper in your mind. You are like accessing deeper dimensions beyond just the physical action of singing and listening. And so the fourth dimension is the rules are very different. You must be so in tune, and that's the only way that you will get to travel through consciousness and through reality and to see the makeup of your whole being. It's just the depth, that's how you get there. And basically, the fifth dimension. Well, I won't get into the fifth dimension, but let's just say you got to master the first four. You have to learn how to be in the first four, and then the rest is it's just you just yeah, the rest is just the rest. All right, namaste, my friends.